Hello and welcome. Excuse me, I'm Master Lama Rasaji. It's so good to be with you guys. Getting back after the family vacation, renewed, regenerated, and ready to fly. What's our subject matter today for Tuesday's edition of Rasaji Speaks? Sacred ground, cultivating a spiritual connection through gardening. Wow. Sacred ground. There's a lot going on. Yesterday was the solar eclipse. Ooh, it was like, I got a theory about the solar eclipse. One of the theory is that I've noticed a lot of the potential spiritual minded, I would say new into being spiritual minded. You kind of knew if you're in that first 5 to 10 years where you're starting to experience that cosmic turning point, you realize things are showing up in your life, in your billfold, and maybe even in your body that you mentally spent time dwelling on over the last 5 or 10 years. That's the cosmic turning point. Excuse me, I realize that these people are fascinated by lunar and especially the solar eclipse. Got a theory on that. Most of these people have never had a profound spiritual experience ever. Even heard one of the weather girls yesterday talking about metaphysics. I thought that was really interesting since their religion is weather and all the things that happen, you know the climate change and all of that stuff, right? So it's weird. We're all these cells and anatomic being and all that. I'm thinking, wow, that's interesting. But I guarantee you, if I sat down with her outside of her experience with the solar eclipse before, she's never really had a profound spiritual experience. That's it. That's really what the neat thing of it is. It's their soul inside telling them about the holy gram of life. That's right. The outward holy gram of life that teases the charade inside to expand and unfold to bigger and better things. About 10 to 20 years on that path, you start thinking about more what you put in your body, and you start thinking about where you care for your body. A few years later, you start sensing a connection between her and you. And there is a known fact, and you watch it and see consciousness is consciousness is consciousness. It's the barometer of who we are at any given moment in time. According to Maha Master Boyong, who just celebrated his 117th birthday, and I wanted to thank you for all your beautiful comments. I shared them with him. That, you know, a miracle, the really only true miracle is a change in awareness, a change in consciousness. That second turn, once you realize you're a self-realized being, the next one is you realize the connection between you and Mother Earth. With some people, that's months. Most people, it's several years being on a conscious path, where we become more conscious of what we put here, and we become more conscious of how we treat her. You got it? Second cosmic turning point. Lamaji calls returning back to the idiot state of consciousness. When I was around during the Ramayana, kind of monkeying around, if you will, we brought back that Eden state of consciousness with Lord Ram and Lord Sita. We brought back that consciousness. And we maintained it that time for 10 millenniums. Why is that important? That was even longer than the original Garden of Eden. That's right. When, when you realize that the teachings of Tai Chi Gong came from here in the angelic kingdom, and the fairies and the sprites and the gnomes, when you realize the esoteric works, it's no doubt that the Essenes, mystical group of the Essenes, would be outside. That's why we're having a retreat center, a ranch, and a lamasery. That's right. Because if we don't do it, where's an example? Google Findhorn over in Europe. Look at what they've been doing for over 5 decades. You'll get an idea of where we're going and what's getting ready to happen. But no one understands energy like our group here at the Circle of Chi.com. That's right. No one understands it like us. So when you take energetic, conscious beings consciously interacting with her, knowing that our system came from her, came from the angels of light, it is so powerful. Then you take that energy and begin to share back with her, and you get the reciprocation of her. We give her carbon, she gives us oxygen. We give her prana, she gives us chi. Little by little, that reciprocation stimulates all fauna. You'll know then why the power of the sun is so important. But you are, and you have a solar plex, not by accident. We are children of the sun. Think about it. We're children of the sun. And we are here. We're radiating our sunshine sometimes when there is no sunshine. We have the ability to radiate light and sun to other humans and all of nature, even when the sun's on the other side of the planet, and we call it night, right? Because the emissions of soul and the energy behind the great central sun that uses the outside sun the same way spirit uses its emotional body, and the same way our mind uses our physical body, as an overcoat, if you will, as a garment, if you will. It's very profound when you think about it. The interaction with the Tai Chi Gong student is when they see the synchronicity, or as they say in music, the crescendo, to build, to multiply, to magnify who we are and what we are. As we see and appreciate and respect our physical body like we do our spirit and our soul, Jesus said, to know me divine, you must know me first as human. That I was born a Hebrew boy, and I grew up as a Hebrew child. I went through bar mitzvah, and then lo and behold, I went to India, I went to the Middle East, I went to the Far East, and 16, 18 years later, I returned back. And during that time, I saw the sun and the sand of Egypt. I saw the beauties of India, Tibet, Nepal, beautiful Persia. And then I came back to Nazarene. When we dwell on the fact that about 65 million years ago, a meteor hit the earth, shook it up, rapture happened, and we knew that that was the beginning and the end of the dinosaur age. From that age, the Divine Mother used this entity called Earth and began to prepare for us. Only 500,000 years ago, we showed up here. And so much nourishment, so much health, so much vitality connected to everything we're doing. Saguna Sate. Saguna Sate. Be here now. Unbelievable. The beauty of what we're doing. Whether it's a little garden in your house or your condo, your apartment, or you're fortunate enough to be blessed with a few acres of land, or whether you're visiting our retreat center or coming to the ranch to train to be an adept, or whether you're investing with us and we're in the process of building a lamasery together. We will and are bringing back the idiotic state of consciousness and awareness. That means no longer will we reside on the tree of knowledge and the tree of good and evil, but brothers and sisters of Tai Chi Gong, we yield back to the tree of life. That's right. To the tree of life, because the tree of life teaches us what's in the DNA of all of the planet. The million of galaxies that's in this one universe. And in this one galaxy, in this one solar system, this circular dot that people call Earth, that fascinates over 13 different human strands that got calls throughout this galaxy to come here, because here is where there was sacred ground. Here is where we feed each other, we share with each other, we break bread, we break rice with each other. Here is where the sons and daughters of the Most High, the 144,000, come together to praise, to get edificency to the Divine Mother and to our Holy Father. And through us and through the earth, they do the dance of the Tao. And by doing so, bring us into our eternal salvation. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll be sharing with you some really powerful stuff. I'm really excited about this week and about April, and Tucson is around the corner. And we now got live streaming link at thecircleofchi.com. So if you want to live stream in Tucson, because our tickets in Tucson are just about sold out. I think we got a couple more. You might check with Lynette if the Holy Spirit is saying, I want to get Shakti Pod 101. Shakti Pod. Big time Shakti Pod. Baraka Bashai. May the blessings be to you and to your glorious family. Look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow on his Chin Says Hump Day of Rasaji Speaks. God bless you. Love you all.